What's up everyone, Coda Native here with Thursday's Coach's Notes. So we have two pieces today. We have the 15 minutes to find a 1 rep max jerk, and then Coda style fight gone bad. So for our 1 rep max jerk today, you'll have some athletes that are not comfortable with a split jerk, even though that's what ideally they would do because that you can get the most weight overhead. But if they're not comfortable with that, teach them how to push jerk. So I would teach the entire progression, the strict press, the push jerk, and then the split jerk. And kind of reiterate to them why we do the split jerk, not that it's just another movement. So use your PVC pipes, use your barbells to kind of get reps at each one. That way every athlete knows how to do their version, okay? For the split jerk and the push jerk, you wanna go over the 3 phases of it, right? That vertical dip and not leaning forward or slunking and letting those hips come forward. Staying nice, tall, and vertical as you dip, right? Then for the drive, you want to teach them that the power from the drive comes from the hips and the glutes, right? So you squeeze those glutes, you squeeze those quads, and the majority of the work is done from that violent hip opening, right? It's not in the shoulders. If they press too early, it's going to be really tough for them. The only little bit of shoulders and triceps they use should be at the very end just to lock it out, okay? And then on the lockout, teach them not to do the whole selfie butt action. When they get tired or when the weight gets heavy, they're gonna tend to lose that midline, right? So remind them to squeeze that belly, squeeze those glutes to stay in a nice straight line, okay? Then we're gonna transition into part B. I would definitely team up for this part B, 3 to 5 people on a team, and I would have it set up kind of like in a vertical line. That way they can just move through it, then come back around during the rest period and move through it again. Make it fun, make the teams yourselves, have them pick teams, guys, girls, stuff like that. That way they can kind of try to compete every round, and loser does burpees or something like that, right? Wall balls, 20 and 14, that's normal. Kettlebell swings, American, right? Overhead, make sure it looks good, no limp out in front, stuff like that. And then burpees to the 6-inch target. Try your best to have them do a 6-inch target. If you don't really have that available, or if how you have it set up, there's not a rig there for them to touch something, set up like 245s, 345, something like that, and make them jump on top of it. That's about 6 inches, and that will help you as a coach to make sure that they're opening their hips and jumping similar to a target. In my warm-up, I'm going to use probably a light wall ball and a light kettlebell, and I'm going to go through a bunch of this stuff and get them nice and hot and sweaty, because the wall balls, the kettlebell swings, and the push press are going to get them warm for the jerk. So I'll probably spend 10-15 minutes. I'll have most of this already set up for them, but I'll have 10 or 15 minutes going through the fight gone bad, how it's going to work, and then I'm going to take out a PVC pipe and I'm just going to drill in jerk and split jerk technique. And then I'm going to have them do an empty barbell, do the same thing we did with the PVC pipe before I let them add, okay? I'm going to have them go from the rack. If you don't have the space, I guess you can have your elites go from the floor. That'll be a good little spice for the elites. But I say for the most of us, we go from the rack, or your really heavy hitters can go from jerk blocks if you have those. All right, let us know if you have any questions.